today was going to be the day that I uploaded the Javon Hargrave episode of Eagles Film Room, but then the Eagles seemed to have other ideas, as it was reported that the team had signed nickel cornerback Nickell Robey-Coleman to a one-year deal. So without further ado, here is everything you need to know about the latest cornerback to fly into the Eagles secondary. Before we get into it though guys, thank you so much for all of the support you've given this channel over the last few weeks. It means the world to us, and as a thank you, during this current coronavirus epidemic, we are giving away 3 pieces of Philly Sports Network merchandise. All you've got to do to enter is click on the link in the description that takes you to a quiz about all things PSN, and the top 3 scores by the end of it will win a piece of PSN merch. Now, if you tie with someone for the top score, all of the people who achieve that will go into a hat, and then we'll draw a winner. And here's a look at how the leaderboard stands at the moment. As you can see, a few people have got a perfect 10, but I believe a couple of them may be PSN writers in disguise. So realistically, we're looking at Henry with 9, Holly's got 9, Kayla Pfeffer with 9, Justin's up there with 8, Courtney St. John is on 7, Dan's got himself 7. If you can see your name on this list, thank you for being one of the MVPs. If you want to see your name on this list and get yourself in the chance to win some PSN goodies, click on the link in the description and make sure you're following myself and PSN on Twitter. If you could subscribe as well, that would be lovely. But on to Nickell Robey-Coleman. Just who is this man? Why did the Eagles sign him? And what is the immediate impact he's going to have on the team? Well, in his last 3 seasons as a Ram, the former undrafted free agent who broke into the league back in 2013 had 122 tackles, 3 forced fumbles, 3 picks, 20 passes defensed, and 9 tackles for a loss. And that's rather impressive considering that he did this while averaging around 50 to 60% of snaps in that time. Now, although he's mostly remembered for that no call against the Saints 2 years ago, the 5'8", 180-pound cornerback has proven himself to be reliable enough over the last few years with the Rams to warrant a 1-year prove-it deal with the Eagles. Now, because of that size, being 5'8", he's likely going to be forced into a nickel role and will compete head-on with Cravon LeBlanc. Now, is he a front-runner for that starting role? Is there a ceiling to move over to CB2? I'm not quite sure. It is only a 1-year deal. The Eagles did obviously commit to Cravon last year, but it's probably a sign that Jones or Maddox is moving outside full-time to run alongside Darius Slay for the time being. In 2018 and 2019, quarterbacks averaged a rating of 87.9 and 86.9 when throwing his way respectively, allowing a completion rate below 66% in that time frame, which is pretty damn good. However, there's a fairly worrying area of his game that the Eagles can't really afford to ignore. In 2018, NRC had a missed tackle percentage of 15.9%, and in 2019, it was 18.2%. We all know of the issues this Eagles secondary has when it comes to missed tackles. If we are going to view NRC as a starter, this is a little bit less than ideal. However, what the Eagles will love to hear is his durability. He's missed 1 game in 7 years, playing in 111 of 112 possible matchups. In today's NFL, that's beyond impressive, and if you look at the Eagles secondary, which has been ravaged by an injury bug every year for the last 3, this comes as a monumental breath of fresh air. But I don't think Robey-Coleman should be viewed as a guaranteed starter. He started 7 games in 3 years with the Rams, but his production never really dropped off, averaging around 35 tackles a year to go with roughly 5 passes defensed. He's a depth guy or someone that can rotate into certain packages with a proven track record of coverage. It's cheap, it's cheerful, but it also pushes the taller Rasul Douglas even further out of the picture frame. If you were to examine the Eagles cornerback depth as of right now, it's beyond interesting. Darius Slay is the clear CB1, and then outside, I'm presuming there's going to be a gulag fight between Sidney Jones and Avonte Maddox. Inside, you've got Nickell Robey-Coleman or Cravon LeBlanc also in a gulag fight. And then for the remaining depth, another gulag fight? I mean, Trevor Williams and Rasul Douglas, maybe? I noted recently how there's a strong chance the Eagles move on for Rasul Douglas and some trades that would fit that mold. But we're also overlooking the fact that the team may just want to give Avonte Maddox a shot and may even be willing to move on from Sidney Jones, like Rasul Douglas. And if you remember last year, before that emphatic breakout and some of the most clutch plays of the entire year, was critiqued for his mental toughness and not playing through injury, another aspect of his game which has haunted him ever since he's come out of college. As for LeBlanc, he spent most of last year on IR, bounced off at the end of it, and made a stunning impact in weeks 16 and 17. Now, his playoff performance wasn't quite as emphatic, but hey, the guy was an absolute animal in that game against the Giants. and he was given a new deal while injured. So the Eagles clearly have faith in LeBlanc, want to keep him around the secondary. It just becomes a case of, is he going to be a starter, or will they give that role to Nickell Robey-Coleman, who is basically a Patrick Robinson level signing here. But we are forgetting one man, which is 26-year-old Trevor Williams, and that's someone we are going to go much deeper on over the coming weeks. You guys have refused to let his name slip out of these discussions, which I absolutely love, and I think there's a lot of context that needed to be added. We know he struggled with injury over the last 2 years, but playing across from Casey Hayward before that perhaps meant that he was going to be more targeted, that he's going to give up more numbers than some of the other cornerbacks in this league. And I think when you dive a little bit deeper into the film, there is a ceiling there for a starting CB2. But there are definitely too many chefs in the kitchen. The question now becomes, what will the Eagles do with it? Maybe, just maybe, Schwartz wants to hoard all of this talent in order to play on the luxury of finally having a lockdown corner. This system has never seen a lockdown corner in Philadelphia, someone that can just shadow an ex-receiver wherever he lines up. And stocking up on defensive backs who can play inside, outside, over the top, in the box, adding firm tacklers like LeBlanc and Parks, it allows Schwartz to essentially play a game of matchup chess. If Slay has to work in the nickel in order to keep someone like Sterling Shepard quiet, then, well, you've got Maddox, Jones, maybe even Trevor that can line up outside. If Slay is on Amari Cooper but Zeke is on the field, well, Will Parks and Jalen Mills are able to play inside the box, and McLeod can sit over the top in 3 safety situations. There is a chance the Eagles move on from 1 or 2 of these corners, but as of right now, there's enough versatility to maybe, just maybe, finally fit into a scheme that has done nothing but exploit them up to this point. Maybe Slay's the missing piece. Who knows? But I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you think of this move? Are you a fan of it? And what do you see for the position moving forward? Have the Eagles done enough? Is there more on the horizon? Don't forget to enter our giveaway, guys. Link is down in the description. If you follow me on Twitter at LiamJenkinsPSN, that would be amazing. Thanks for taking time out of your day to watch this video. I'll see you soon.